Okay, sit yourself onto your lift and just bring yourself into good cross-leg position. Just observing the balance of the seat bones and what about all my cushions is there? And then observing the balance of the seat bones and listening to the sound of your breath. So just find your levelness. Have a little wiggle about, make sure you're feeling evenly placed. And then hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest and draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Just draw your chin down and then bring it up. Draw the chin down and then bring it up, just giving yourself a little bit of a stretch at the back of the neck. Hold onto your knees, just look forwards, look at the floor ahead of you, look at something that doesn't move. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and long, slow, deep, deliberate exhalations. Soften your jaw and your tongue and your throat. Elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Feel that the chest lifts and expands with the inhalation and lowers and relaxes with the exhalation. Bring your hands into Namaste. Consciously lengthen from the armpits into the elbows into the heels of the hands, the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And then with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. With an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Connect the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. Just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Listen to the sound of the breath and feel the chest expand with the in-breath, permitting it to expand to its maximum and to relax to its maximum. With an exhalation, draw your chin forwards and down to meet the chest. Draw in your shoulders away from your ears. And with an exhalation, only if it feels okay to do so, raise your chin, or otherwise just look forwards, just keep your head looking forwards, otherwise raise your chin to the ceiling. If that gives you any adverse responses at all, then just adjust it so that you don't get any adverse responses. Push the chin to the ceiling if you are. Feel the stretch of the front of the neck. And then come back to the center. Take a deep inhalation and then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lifting your chest up to meet your chin, drawing your shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation and then with an exhalation, either bring the head just level or raise the chin up. And then bring the head back to level. Take a deep inhalation, and with the exhalation, draw the right ear across and down towards the right shoulder, keeping the shoulders away from your ears so you won't make contact, but you will feel a deep stretch on the left side of the neck. Take a deep inhalation, and then with the exhalation, come back to the center and over to the left. Again, lifting the heart area, observing the balance of the seat bones, just maintaining the balance of the seat bones. Take a deep inhalation. With the exhalation, come back to the center and then over to the right side again. Just finding that stretch. Back to the center and then over to the side. And come back to the centre. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side. And back to the centre. Lift up into the chest, take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. And then gently come back to the centre. Just stay on your lift and then stretch your legs away. Get a belt and just take it out of a loop if it's in a loop. And then just sit so that your thighs are free of the end of the lift. So your thighs are free of the cushion or the blocks that you're sitting on. So just stretch your legs out in front. Really flexing into the heels. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. So you can have your feet hip width apart at first, just to give you a little bit of space. Have your hands at the sides of the hips and then elevate the heart area up to the ceiling. But observe that as soon as you activate the chest, what happens with your legs? Do you lose the activation of the legs? So try and find balance of action between the two legs. One leg working evenly with the other. There's always going to be one that kind of works more willingly than the other. So get the less willing leg to follow the more willing leg. And then elevate the heart area up to the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Raise your arms up, extend your arms to the ceiling. So as you raise your arms, what happens to the legs? Do you lose that focused action of the legs, or can you maintain it? Can you keep turning the fronts of the thighs inwards? Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, lift up into the little finger side of the hand. Spread in the thumbs. Just listening to the breath as it enters and as it exits. And then gently release your arms. Get the belt and then throw the belt around your feet and then push the feet into the belt. Now at this stage, observe when you put the belt around your feet, did it kind of touch the outside edge of the feet and not the big toe side of the foot? And now, so try and press the big toe ball joint into the belt. So you got to turn the legs to get those feet to extend evenly. Push your feet into the belt. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, drawing your shoulders down. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Keep the fronts of the thighs activating. Lift up into the chest. Keep elevating the heart area upwards. Fill the lungs with full breaths of air. Filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. And emptying the lungs from the top to the bottom. Lift the heart area, and as long as there's no problem with your back, just come forwards a little. But never coming forwards with the head. Coming forwards with the head is the ego doing the pose. We've always got to come forwards with a straight back. As soon as you drop your head, you also push the shoulder blades out. So keep the head lifted. Keep extending the hips into the heels, pressing the legs into the floor. Elevating the heart area to the ceiling. Keeping the head lifted, just coming forwards a little at a time. If it feels like it's too strong for your back, just go back to the first stage without coming forwards. Elevating up into the heart area, keeping your head lifted. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Filling the lungs into the abdomen. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Keeping the legs firmly activated. It's harder than it sounds, isn't it? And then come back to the center and then bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. So bring the feet into Baddha Konasana and then hold on to the big toes. Hold on to the big toes or grip around the fronts of the shins. I often find if I'm sitting on something, holding on to the big toes means I kind of close here a little. It makes me do this. And yeah, I can broaden. So my computer keeps on trying to send me some kind of notification. Just bear with me. Just listen to the breath. Pushing the feet into the floor and lifting up into the chest so you can hold onto the shins if you feel that you close the chest to reach the toes. Elevating the heart area upwards. What is it trying to tell? Oh, God, it keeps on disappearing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Listening to the breath. It's trying to tell me the battery was about to run out. And then release. Just bring the legs into swastikasana. Hold on to your knees, elevate the heart area to the ceiling, draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Just observe how you sit. Observe how you make contact with the seat bones. Do you roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, but then do you over bend in the lumbar? So hold onto your knees and pull yourself forwards onto the front edge of the seat bones, but then draw the belly button towards the spine. Lift the heart area, elevate the heart area up to the ceiling. Take a deep inhalation. And then turn to the right side. Drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Just feeling from the seat bones up into the abdomen, into the ribs, into the shoulders. And then come back to the center. Hold onto your knees and then turn to the left. Breathing in in through the nose and out through the nose, using each exhalation to intensify the turn a little. And then come back to the centre. Come off your lift and then come down onto your seat bones and just sit back on your heels for a moment. Wriggle into the inner heels and just press the seat bones down into the floor. Press the shins into the ground so that the thighs activate. Lift up into the chest and then walk your hands behind you so that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Push the hands into the floor, really consciously push the hands into the floor. And then lift from the wrists up into the armpits. So you might just want to stay here, especially if you've got a stiff back. Otherwise, turn the tailbone in a little so that the thighs activate. So again, you might just want to stay here. You might want to go further, so lift the seat bones up off the floor. Keep the wrists lifting up into the armpits so that the chest really opens. And then if there's no problem with doing so, stretch into the neck. Stretch the chin away from the chest. And then come back down onto the seat bones. And then bring yourself back. So a little Paryankasana variation. So it's not the full pose, but it's enough of the pose to activate the arms and the chest. Activate your energy, come forwards, hinging at the hips, stretching forwards, spreading the palms on the mat, and then finally bringing the forehead down, but keeping the seat bones down on the heels. That's the priority. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Draw the tailbone down to the heels, lengthen from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, the wrists, the palms, the fingers, the fingertips, the fingernails. Raise your head, keep your right hand where it is. Thread the left hand underneath, left arm underneath the right armpit. Bring that left shoulder down onto the floor. Bring your head down onto the floor if you can. Keep the right arm activating as though you're still doing Adho Mukha Virasana. Press that left arm firmly into the floor and roll the chest down to face the floor. And then release the arm, stretch both arms out in front. Again, trying to keep the seat bones down on the heels. Bring the head back down, press the forehead into the floor. Lift the head, keep your left hand where it is, thread the right arm underneath the left armpit, bring that shoulder down onto the floor, bring your head down onto the floor if you can. Keep both arms really firmly activating that left arm in Adho Mukha Virasana. The other arm, the right arm, pressing into the floor so that you prise open the shoulder blade region.
pressing that arm into the floor, pressing the top of the arm and the back of the palm and the wrist into the floor. And then lift the head, release, just coming back into Adho Mukha Virasana. And then bring your arms either side of the body so that they come into the traditional child's pose. Now, if this becomes too heavy on your head, then consciously lengthen from the shoulders into the fingertips, lengthening the arms away. Your hands, your shoulders underneath, your hands underneath your shoulders even, and then push yourself up into a seated position. Just lift up into your chest, elevating the heart area to the ceiling. So if you're not coming into dog down, then do Supta Baddha Konasana, coming down onto your back, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Otherwise, have the hands as wide apart as the mat and your feet as wide apart as the mat. And then come up into dog down. Just feel that the body finds the pose. Activate the legs like we were doing in Dandasana at the beginning. Keep the breath deep, conscious and soft. With an out breath, keep the hands where they are, keep the feet where they are, swing the hips forwards, come up into dog up. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, then you can just stay in Supta Baddha Konasana. Otherwise, push the heels away from the hips, keep the legs away from the floor, draw the abdomen forward, broaden the abdomen, lift up into the chest. Pushing into the heels and then come back up into dog down. And then sit yourself back down onto your knees, sit yourself back onto your heels, and then just observe the energy that you've released so far. Just feel the energy in the shoulders and in the chest. So we can work slowly, and we can stay on the floor, and we can still fully activate the physical body. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just come down onto your seat bones, and then I want you to bring your legs wide for Upavista Konasana. Have a couple of blocks where you can reach them,
and bring the legs wide apart. Now, if you struggle to sit directly on the floor, if you find that sitting directly on the floor makes you roll back like this, if you're rolling onto the back edge of the seat bones, if you're rolling off the seat bones altogether, then the chest is going to drop. So if you can't roll onto the front edge of the seat bones when you're sitting directly on the floor, then sit on a folded blanket. So sit the seat bones on a folded blanket, and then you'll be able to lift the chest a little bit more effectively. So get a belt handy, have the belt that you used earlier on, have that where you can reach it, and then bring your hands to the sides of the hips, extend into the legs, extending into the legs, pushing onto the front edge of the seat bones. Turn the legs in Tadasana direction, so from the little toe side to the big toe side. So you get your fingernail and just drag your finger across the skin. It will leave a direction on your skin. So just give yourself this little toe side rolling into the big toe side. Just work your way down the leg so that you can feel this kind of stretch, this kind of, I don't want you to scratch yourself obviously, but just draw this action across the front of the thigh. Have the hands at the sides of the hips, and then lift up into the chest. Elevate the heart area upwards. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Get the belt, hold the belt so that it's about slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and then raise your arms over your head. Now you can go a little wider still, just giving you lots of space in the neck. Pull on the belt really firmly, like you want to pull the belt apart. But again, what happens to your legs when you raise your arms? Do you lose the legs? So keep turning those legs inwards, keep pressing the thighs into the floor, giving you real foundation with the seat bones. Press the shins into the floor. Elevate the heart area upwards. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Fill in the lungs. And then gently release. Turn to face the right leg. So draw the abdomen across. Draw the abdomen across and look across to that right leg. Reach up with the left hand and then reach towards the little toe side of the foot. If you can't reach, you just get the belt, throw it around the foot, and then just hold onto the belt wherever you can. So if you can't reach the foot, you could just reach the outside of the hip. So I don't want you to come forwards too much. I just want you to take hold of the outside. Let's go to the outside of the thigh for a moment, outside of the shin, and then just use that action to turn. But what happens to the seat bones? Bring the torso between the two hips so that the hips feel level. So you have to come back to the center so you won't be able to hold on to the toe. So can you keep that left seat bone pressing down consciously into the floor? You have to really work this left leg, and then reach forwards. Maybe reach towards the belt. And turn. Keep that left seat bone pressing down firmly. The back of the left thigh, press it down into the floor. Come back to the center, take the belt off, throw the belt around the left foot, just cross it over so it'll stay in place, and then turn the chest to face that left leg. Turn the abdomen to face the left leg. Reach across, find the outside of the knee, feel that the seat bones are level. and turn. Try and keep that right seat bone down. It will become lighter, won't it? So try and press it consciously down. Press the right thigh consciously down. Turn the chest. So you can come forwards, but try not to lose that right seat bone. Keep pressing it down. Easier said than done. And then gently come back to the centre. And then get hold of the backs of the knees and bring the feet into Baddha Konasana. So if you're sitting directly on the floor, perhaps it's easier to then hold on to the big toe, lift the chest up to the ceiling, elevating the heart area upwards. If you've got a bad back, just stay here. Otherwise, keep lifting the abdomen up to the diaphragm. Keep the head lifted. And then just a little bit at a time, come forwards, keeping the head lifted. So don't come forwards with your head, come forwards with your heart. Come forwards with the heart, keep lifting the head, keep lifting the chin. And then you can release the feet, you can find the blocks for your hands, beyond fingertips, lift up into the chest. Elevating the heart area forwards, keeping the head lifted. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just coming forwards a little bit at a time, but always keeping the head lifted as you come forwards. And then walk yourself back and then bring yourself into Swastikasana or half Padmasana, whichever is most achievable for you. Hold on to your knees. Lift up into the chest. Elevate the heart area to the ceiling. Draw in your shoulders down. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Listen into the breath. And with an exhalation, turn to the right side. Maintaining the balance of the seat bones as you do so. And then come back to the centre. Just hold on to your knees and then turn to the left. And then gently come back to the centre. So we're going to do a variation of restorative pose. So you come down onto your front. If there's any reason why you can't lay on your front, then you can just do Supta Baddha Konasana. But if you can lay on your front, you're going to create a little pillow with one hand on top of the other. We're just going to rest the forehead onto there. So just lay in a good straight line along the centre of the mat to start off with. Resting your head onto the backs of your hands, just resting into the floor. So it's a little bit like our restorative surfboard pose. We're going to variate it in a moment, so it won't be like it when we change it in a moment. Just let the back react and respond. So we've done quite a lot of turning and stretching forwards, so it's quite strong around the spine potentially. So just let the back relax into the floor. Let the front relax into the floor.
And then just briefly lift your head and then keep the left leg where it is. Bend the right knee out to the side. So bend the right knee along the floor so that the right thigh is a right angle away from the body. And then rest your head on the side so that your chin is pointing in the same direction as your bent knee. So your face is facing the same way as the bent knee is facing. And then release into the floor. This is really restorative for your back, but also opens up the hips really gently. So like with all restorative poses, just allow the body to rest into the floor. Relax into it. Don't try and extend. Just let the body release into the ground. You might want to lengthen that knee away from the hip a little, but don't actively engage in the pose. Just let the floor do the work for you. Just releasing into the ground, allowing the body to completely relax. So this is a really useful pose for just releasing tension in the hips. So it should feel like you're doing nothing. Maybe we're not very good at doing nothing. Maybe the mind wanders and tries to plan the day. Just allow yourself to do nothing. You'll have plenty of time during the day to do everything else. So just for this few moments, just enjoy doing nothing on the floor. Release the legs, just rest into the floor, just rest your forehead on the floor for a moment. And then keep your right leg where it is, bend the other leg, bend the left leg out to the side. And then rest. So this half frog pose. Restorative pose that just allows the back to relax and just gently challenges the hips. Okay, bring your leg back. Just rest down on your front, resting your forehead on the back of your hands. You can lay on your front if you prefer. Just allow yourself to completely release into the floor, just letting the back completely relax. Just feel the openness of the hips, the openness of the armpits. Just allow the body to rest into the floor, letting go of the muscles of the arms and the legs. Feeling the energy of the bones radiating into the muscles. The muscles and the organs, it will feel different because you're on your front rather than on your back, but just observe that same feeling. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness into the toes, into the fingers, and up into the top of the head. Okay, gently raise your head, push your hands into the floor, and then bring yourself back down onto your heels, and then stretch forwards into Adho Mukha Virasana for a moment, just stretching out your back. Just enjoy the connection with the floor, the forehead on the floor, the hands on the floor, the shins on the floor. Drawing the tailbone down to the heels. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into a seated position. Just observe your energy. And then just come into cross legs. Just be in cross legs. Bring your hands into Namaste. Draw the breath down into the abdomen. Just to ground your energy. And be conscious of the energy that you released through your practice this morning.
Draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside, and then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Just bring the head back upwards and allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you. So hopefully you feel like you've given yourself a really good stretch, even though we stayed on the floor rather than went into doing standing poses. Give ourselves a grounding stretch. So hopefully you feel good and light. So thank you very much for joining me.